My elder sister Aarti had been married for 1 year. Didi is very beautiful and Jijaji is very well built. After the marriage, Didi rarely visited our house because Jijaji couldn't stay without her at all. Didi and Jijaji love each other very much and cannot live without one another. I understood this the day Didi was at our house for Diwali. Didi had been here for a week. But Jijaji's phone calls kept coming many times a day. Didi would often say, "How can I come so soon? Let me stay for a few more days." But you call and say such things that make me miss you a lot too. Just then, Mom arrived and Didi hung up the phone. Mom called Didi to the kitchen because we had to make Diwali sweets like mithai, chivda, karanji, etc. By evening, we had made half the things together, and it was decided to make the remaining sweets the next day. Evening had set in, and I was looking out the window. That's when I saw Jijaji standing outside. I quickly called out to Didi. As soon as Didi came out, she said, "You actually came. I thought you were just saying that on the phone." Meanwhile, Mom also arrived and said, "Guest, when did you arrive?" "No news, nothing. If you had told us earlier, we would have made preparations to host you properly." Jijaji said, "No, mother-in-law, I was in the city for work, so I thought I'd leave after meeting you all." Mom said, "Don't even talk about leaving right now. You've just arrived, so have dinner, relax, and leave in the morning. I won't let you go right now." Jijaji didn't say anything, and I also knew that Jijaji hadn't come to leave. Meanwhile, Didi came with water and, while giving it to Jijaji, whispered softly, "I know exactly why you're here. You couldn't even stay without me for a week." Jijaji smiled and said, "You are just like that." Hearing this, Didi smiled shyly and walked away. A little later, the food was ready. We all ate together and spent the night talking. A bed for Jiju was set up in the adjacent room, and everyone had to get ready to sleep. All the family members had gone to their respective rooms to sleep. But Didi, Jiju, and I were still sitting on the sofa watching TV. The movie, Hum Aapke Hai Kaun, was playing, which I like very much, and so does Didi. After a while, Jiju yawned and said, "Oh my, I'm so sleepy." Didi smiled to herself and replied, "Then go ahead. Your bed is made in the adjacent room. Rest. I'll come after watching the movie." Jiju's face was worth seeing. He left for the room, looking a bit sullen. Didi and I felt like laughing, but we didn't say anything. We were both busy watching the movie. After some time, Didi said to me, "Choti, I'm feeling sleepy now too. I'm going to sleep." I immediately said, "Didi, if you leave too, I'll get scared. You know, right? I get scared alone at night." Didi hesitated a little and said, "Okay. I'll stay for a while." At that very moment, Jiju called out from the room, "Aarti, I need water." Didi said immediately, "Wait, Choti, let me give your Jiju some water. I'll be right back." I said, "Okay, but come back quickly." Didi went to the kitchen, got a water bottle, and went into Jiju's room. I thought she would be back any second. But 5 minutes passed, and I couldn't see anyone in the entire house. Scared, I called out to Didi. After a short while, Didi came out of the room. Her sari was a little disheveled. I called out to Didi once again. But there was no answer. I assumed that perhaps Didi was busy plugging in the charger for charging. I was still feeling a little scared. So I turned off the TV and went to my room to sleep. But I couldn't sleep. Lying on the bed, I started using my phone. Half an hour later, my phone died. Its battery had run out. Now I started looking around for a charger. But I remembered that my charger was with Didi. Now I was in a dilemma. Should I go to get the charger or not? I wasn't sleepy anyway, and I was getting bored. I thought that maybe the charging had just started. I reasoned to myself that nowadays fast chargers charge phones very quickly. Still, some phones have batteries that charge so slowly that no matter how fast the charger is, it still takes time. I started thinking that I should just go and check how much Jiju's phone had charged. Or if the charging had just begun. But this thought was circling in my mind, should I go into the room or not? I was feeling bored, and passing time without my phone seemed difficult. Finally, I headed towards Jiju and Didi's room to get the charger. As soon as I tried to open the door, it was locked from the inside. The window was also completely closed from the inside. But a faint light was coming from inside the room, visible through the glass window. I thought, they couldn't have gone to sleep, could they? I hesitated for a moment. Then I called out to Didi. The first time, there was no answer. I called out a second time. Then Didi's voice came, "What is it? Why are you disturbing us at this time?" I said, "Didi, my phone charger is left inside. My phone has switched off. I need to charge it. If Jiju's phone is charged, can you give me the charger?" Didi said in a slightly strained voice, "Oh no, the phone isn't charged. Your Jiju's phone takes a long time to charge. The charging has just started. You go and sleep. Don't disturb." I said, "Didi, just give me the charger for 10 minutes. My phone supports fast charging." Didi replied, "Okay, fine, I'm bringing it. You go to your room." I returned to my room. After a little while, Didi came with the charger and said, "Here, take your charger. Now don't disturb." As soon as I took the charger, my eyes fell on Didi. I asked in surprise, "Didi, what are you wearing?" "That's Jiju's shirt." "You were in a sari, right?" Didi said sheepishly, "Just be quiet, I'm going." Saying this, Didi went back to the room. I started charging my phone with the charger. In just 15 minutes, a lot of my phone's battery had charged. I thought, let me go return the charger. Even if Didi is sleeping, I'll plug in Jiju's phone for charging myself. I took the charger and went towards Didi and Jiju's room. This time, the door was slightly ajar. Perhaps Didi had forgotten to close it properly in a hurry. As soon as I opened the door and stepped inside, I saw a sight I had never seen in my life. My eyes were wide open in shock. I had made a huge mistake. I should have knocked before entering. How could I forget that they are a married couple? I felt extremely embarrassed seeing them. But Didi and Jiju had no idea that I was standing at the door, watching them. What happened after that will surprise you so much that you will get a big shock. Stay tuned to find out the next part of the story. If you liked this first part, please tell us in the comments. I will try to bring the second part of the story soon. Okay, Betata.